Hey, what's up? Thank you for watching this training. So I'm going to show you exactly the exact method that I use to do a full retouching. So right now we have a picture of an old friend of mine. I photographed this literally, I think in like 2016. It's crazy I found this. All right, so just to zoom out, you're going to press Control if you have a PC, Command if you have a Mac, Control Command 0. It's going to fit the image to size. So this is the exact technique that I used. Before, I had a beginner version, an intermediate version. This is more of the advanced version, literally the exact method I do. So of course, just starting off, you're gonna open your image in Photoshop by doing File, Open, select your image, and then you're gonna open it there. You might get a camera raw option, just bypass that and just open your image directly into Photoshop. All right, Control or Command plus allows you to zoom in. So here's exactly what I do. We're gonna start off first by pressing, and I'm going to move this little thing over, by pressing J, which is your spot healing brush tool. If you press J and it doesn't pop up, oh, hold on, there we go, I wasn't clicked on this. If you press J and it wasn't popped up, just make sure you're on your screen actually, but this is the spot healing brush tool right here, okay? Now all you want to do, and using the bracket keys, right or left, to make it bigger, smaller, you want to just take out some blemishes. All right, just take out some blemishes. Blemishes is just like, scratches, some scars that you can easily just take out with the spot healing brush tool. You can take out little hairs if you want to, and you do this throughout the whole face. It doesn't have to be necessarily too perfect, but you just want something that is kind of huge or not too distracting, if that makes more sense. If it doesn't, just, hey, send me a comment and I'll dive into that with you. Let's say if you wanted to fix these hairs, if you just like, oh, this is a beauty campaign, or maybe, you just don't want those there, then you can definitely do that. Okay? So you do that. Boom. All right, so for the sake of this, I'm going to go a little bit faster. All right. I'm going to go like that. Probably get this. All right. Command Control 0, you kind of see what happens there. Now, what we're going to do from there, and by the way, I forgot to let you guys know that you always want to make an extra layer. Always make an extra layer, and then you work on that layer. So I forgot to in the beginning, but you always want to do that. So moving forward, you're going to be seeing me do that a lot. So to make an extra layer, if you look on the right side, you just drag the layer that has the lock to this plus square button down here, okay? It's next to the trash can, and that allows you to duplicate a layer. The shortcut key to it is Control or Command J, and you can keep pressing that, all right? If you press delete, it deletes your layer. All right, so make a layer. That's the layer you're going to be working on, and the bottom layer, which is the background layer, is just going to be the base. That's just going to be there. All right, so we've already did that. Cool. The next step we're going to do is, and this is what I normally do, you want to make sure you get Delicious Retouch 4. Now, this was probably going to cost you, it's in the Great British Pound, but you're thinking like maybe less than $40 because there's a discount code on the actual website. All right, so once you do that, you're going to press Delicious Skin V4. And then what you can do is you can put this over a person's face. Now, once that is done, you can go over there. Now, let's say this thing has a red tint just like this. Typically, this doesn't happen. You can press the key that's right above the enter. I forgot what it's called, like tilde. What is that? The slant key. Just press that if that does happen to you, if you are using the software. And what you're going to do with Delicious Retouch 4, you're going to make sure you're on the brush key over here, the brush tool. And the shortcut command key for that is just literally letter B. You want to make sure that white is selected, especially if there's a black background over here. And then you're literally just going to go over this. And this is kind of cool because, look at all those blemishes just going away. All right? Look at that. It's just going away. It's crazy. Now, this is just the next step that's part of the process the full process that I do. So you just go over the face. Just try not to go too much into like the hair. You can, but just don't go too much. You want to avoid places like the eyes, eyebrows, the line of the nose, and the mouth, okay? And let's just say for some reason, you know, you do go over it, right? Let's say you go over the mouth. The mouth. What you can do, especially if that's just a look that you're just going for, it's totally up to you. But let's say if you did, all right, you see how this is black and there's this white color inside of it. What you can do is press X, or you can press this little thing on the left side, and it's going to switch your color swatch. Now, if it's black and then this is black, what it's going to do, and you draw over the face, it's going to help you undo what you did, okay? Just like that. So just move forward. Just make sure you stay away from the mouth area. All right? And again, you're just going to go over this face. See? Boom. And just do your best. Now, just to make sure you see everything, if you look at the top, you're going to see the opacity is at 100% and the flow is at 15%. So those are the parameters that you want to work on. And just make sure that opacity and flow is at the top, not the one over here on the right, because that's at 100. Right? Just going to go like that. And the cool thing about this is, especially when you use Delicious Retouch 4, by the way, I'm not sponsored. There is no affiliate link, because if there was, boy, you can just work pretty fast on here, right? And hey, if it's not perfect right now, it's okay. Command Control 0, and then you can also go over the hands too. All right. Cool. So that's the first step here. So I'm just going to show you guys what a before and after looks like. So this is after. This is before, after. All right. So it just does smoothing, right? Now stick with me. I'm going to show you how we're going to bring a lot of this detail back. Okay. Try to make this as quick as possible. And then again, you can go on the nose. Just stay away from objects again, like the earrings, eyelashes, around the eyes, eyebrows. You can even go over the makeup too. I like going over makeup sometimes because it just makes it look more smooth, polished, a little bit more seamless. You know, I'll go right under here in the eyebrows. So boom, that's how you do that. Now here's the key. This is what I personally like doing, especially with this retouch method. You go all the way to the bottom, click the bottom, and then you're gonna right click, or pops up this right here, and you're gonna say merge visible. Boom, and it puts everything into one layer. All right, from there, you're gonna press Control J or drag this all the way to the bottom and create another layer, because that top layer is the one we're gonna be working on. All right, now from there, here's where things get pretty interesting. If you're using Delicious Retouch 4, and I highly recommend you use Delicious Retouch 4 because this is what we're going to be using to edit this picture, we're going to press Frequency Separation. Now, the reason why I prefer using Delicious Retouch 4 is because it actually helps me, you can say salvage the underlying layer. Now, you can look up frequency separation on YouTube. However, this is just a little bit easier and quicker. So here's what I like doing right here. Now, as you can see, what I'm looking for is, you see these pores here on this gray layer. If I drag this slider all the way down, it becomes, let's say, invisible, right? So the higher you go, the more detail it has. The lower you go and you do this frequency separation technique, then the less detail you're actually going to have, right? So I actually use the default of 10, but it really just depends on the picture that I'm actually editing. So for this one, let's say I want as much detail as possible, but I kind of want it like a little bit smooth. So what I'm doing, I'll drag the layer down, and I might just go about right here. Once you do that, you're going to press apply. Bam! Now, you're going to see a little bit of signs going over here on the right side. So once you collapse this, it looks like this. Once you expand it, it looks like this. You're going to see something that's working layer, high frequency, painting here, low frequency, and yeah. But here's what you're going to do. I wish someone literally would have told me. You're going to actually click on low frequency, And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna come over here. You should see 3 dots. You're gonna right click, and then you're looking for the mixer brush tool. So let me move my face out the way. You're gonna right click and you're looking for the mixer brush tool. Now, if you press the shortcut command key B, there's 2 different types of brushes. As you can see, you have the mixer brush tool and then there's the color replacement tool. But you also have the regular brush tool, which is the same command key. You want to go to the mixer brush tool, okay? Now, if you look at the top, you want to make sure that there's this transparent thing. Now, the way it's going to look like a gray grid, but mine looks a little funny, so just ignore the fact that it's like a white stripe. It's literally going to be like a checkered chessboard, white and gray. You want to make sure that clean the brush after each stroke is selected, so that's selected like that. It's going to say custom. You want this right here to say wet 9, load 75%, mix 90%, flow 100%. I don't even know what this means. I'm just going to be real with you. But that's going to be a 10%. All right, let me move my big head over here. All right, this is where it gets interesting. Now, I would highly recommend that you get some type of tablet, like a Wacom. This is a Wacom Intuos tablet. You can go to Facebook Marketplace, see if you can buy them off of people, order them off of Amazon, or go to Best Buy. Maybe go to Amazon, and then you're going to see this pen right here that I'll be using. Worst case scenario, oh, it's the wrong pen. The pen I'm going to be using, which is this. Worst case scenario, if you don't have this, it's okay to use a mouse, because that's what I was doing with some of the other photo shoot campaigns when I didn't have this. But what you're going to do, you're going to go in. Well, hold on. First of all, you're going to come back to your layers. And I apologize, guys. This is a little bit, a lot of detail. So you're going to unclick this. And you're going to see it gets blurred when you unclick the high frequency layer. It's right under the working layer. You're going to press the I. And what you're going to notice is when you look at the screen, it gets blurry. Now, the reason why we want this to be blurry is because with this certain technique, what you're mixing is the actual colors of the skin tone. And this is what gets you this nice texture. I don't want to use the word porcelain, but it's like this high quality, you can say magazine, high-end retouch look. All right, so just again, once you select high frequency, it shows you all the details, but we're going to have this unchecked because we want it to look blurry, because we just need to focus on the colors, not the details of the skin. And you want to make sure that the actual highlighted layer is on low frequency with the mixer brush tool. Now let's dive into it. If that was a little bit long-winded, you can just skip up to this part. So using my bracket key and my pen, and also space bar, because see, when you hold the space bar, it allows you to drag the picture around. We're going to zoom in, and let's say I'm just going to start right here at the nose, okay? And what you want to do, you want to go with the colors. As you can see, it's spreading, see? With the colors. Wherever the highlights are, you go highlight to highlight. Wherever the shadows are, you go shadows to shadows. What you don't want to do is, see, smear like this. See how I'm doing this? You don't want that to happen. So you literally want, wherever the shadows are, you contour it with the shadows. Where the highlights are, you follow on the highlights. Now, to undo your mistake, you're going to press Control or Command Z. And you see, it undoes that mistake. All right, now let's dive into this. Let's see, maybe we can go all the way back. So you can literally go back as much as you need to. So let's start here, because there's like highlights and stuff here. So what I like to do is I like to go around it. So whatever these highlights and shadows, whatever they're doing, I'm literally just following it. The reason why is because you can really make someone not look like themselves. So you kind of got to be careful where the highlights and shadows and everything is going. And you can also go over the hair as well, because it'll make the hair look really, really smooth. Especially like if you're retouching someone's hair, especially like if you're doing like a hair campaign. Oh man, you got to be real careful with dealing with those clients, because one strand of hair, if it's off, oh man, you might not have a satisfied client. Or any person that just, is very particular. Sometimes I might even go over the makeup as well. See? So I can make it look a little bit smoother. I kind of just go over all the face. You can do the lips. The cool thing about this technique, you can really touch anywhere. Just kind of stay away from the hair as in the actual, small hairs like the eyebrow and the eyelashes. I'm going the nose, and what I'm doing, I'm just lightly tapping on my pad, and I'll even use the mouse right now as well. Same thing with the mouse. You just click and you just go exactly where everything's at. So you see how this little highlight thing goes here? As you see, I'm just going like that with it. And I'm just adjusting the size of the brush. Now with the eye, there's like bags. You might see me, and there's like a light triangle here. You might see me kind of push up like that. But typically, all I'm doing is just following whatever shadows and highlight that the face is actually giving me. Okay? And you're just going to do that until, the face is completed, okay? So like this makes up her cheekbone here. I'm not going to push the shadow up. But what I will do, let's say if this has a little bit of shadow, I will push it up here because it's bringing me light back up there. And I'm following the cheekbones. All right, right now I'm currently using my mouse. That's all I'm doing, guys. Just following the actual shape of the face so I can make her look like her and not go overboard, all right? I'm trying to keep this video as short as possible, guys, but this is an in-depth tutorial. I really appreciate it, especially if you watch this. Just give me some feedback and I'll make better videos, especially if you have any other questions. Now, of course, this is a free video, but like I said, I do have paid options as well. But this one is literally for you guys, ladies and gents, that, want to retouch your own pictures. All right, so you don't have to literally just, take your sweet time like how I'm doing. I personally like doing it because, I just like to have a person look their best. And, you do this a lot, you go way faster, like, but for the sake of this video, just so you guys can see, and if you are following along with me with your own images, just kind of see the actual flow of how it goes. And like I said, you can use this on someone's lip, especially like I say someone just forgot lip chat that day, you can go over it. I'll just show you like a little example. I stay away from the highlights, but you might see me just kind of go over some of the lip like that. Again, I just follow the actual shape, and because of the way we set the layer up in the beginning, all the details are still there, right? So this is just an example. All right, press this, and again, you can do hair. This is how you like take out wrinkles on clothes. This technique is really where it's at. Like I said, you can do some of the hands. Take off some of that on the hands. Like I said, it's really just moving around colors. Boom. And you don't even have to be, in that zoomed inside of it if you don't want to. Boom. Now, let's just say this picture is done as far as the actual, this is called retouching, by the way. What you're going to do, you're going to come back over here to this layer, and you're going to click on the higher frequency layer to bring everything back. Now, as you can see, we still have and maintain the pores of the actual image. See? We did the lips, even though it looked very smooth and blurry, but this is what we did. So let me just show you what the overall effect is going to look like. So if you check this off, boom. Put it back on, boom. See, and I made sure to try to keep along the colors in this area to not even mess it up, because all we're just going for is blemishes. And as you can see, let's see, I think I might have got it like a little bit of blue there. Even the makeup looks good. It's very seamless. All right, cool. And like I said, you can even use this for the hair too. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you a quick example of how you use it for the hair. Again, you just untack high frequency. It's going to go a little bit blurry there. Click on the low frequency layer. Make sure your mixer brush is chosen. As you can see even my little thing when I select this, boom. And what you're gonna do, you're just gonna go along with the strands of the hair. So if you're in the shadows, look, go in the shadows. If it's highlights, just spread the highlights around. And you see if I'm kind of rough with it, remember Control Z, 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 Z. That's how you bring the textures back. But you just kind of go with the hair. Right? If it's highlights, go with the highlights. If it's in the shadows, go with the shadows. I'm not going to touch the baby hairs. This is one of my rules. I just kind of don't mess with the baby hairs. But anything else I might hamper with. And, just go like that. Just try to make it seamless. Again, we're going to come back over here. Press high frequency layer. And you see the hair's still there, guys. The strands are still there, but the difference is that we're able to spread the colors to make it look a little bit more put together. So if you go to the hair, this is me just showing you, see how it looks like it was literally one comb. Boom. Right? It's the power of frequency separation, guys. So now once you get your frequency separation, we're almost there. But I'm showing you my full walkthrough. You're going to go click this layer. Then you're going to press merge visible, okay? Boom, it's gonna put everything, sandwich it, compress it all together. Now, you should have my actions. If you don't have it, like I said, just reach out and ask me. I'll give it to you. All right, what you're gonna do, you're gonna go down to Dodge or D&B. Now, there's a manual way of doing D&B, but for just sake of this tutorial, we're just gonna do the easy way. You're gonna press easy D&B, and then you're gonna press play. Boom! And then what happens is, if you come down to this layer, and this is the reason why we try to keep it on one single layer once you get done with each step. So take a step, merge. Take a step, merge. All right. We click the easy D&B I button. This is like the before. This is after. But the cool part about easy D&B, which means dodge and burn, is once you click dodge is just the highlights. Burn are the shadows. So this right here, you can control how much you want to actually affect your image. So right now it's at 30%, but if we drop it down to 0, boom. If we go to 100, look at that, it's super bright. So you decide how you want your picture to look. So in my case, if I want to keep it at 30%, we can go there. So what I look for, I just wanted to give it like a certain pop. I might just go 30. Try to look for where the light is like super bright, but it's not too bright. I might just go there. Now, the same thing is for dodge and burn. You click that. That's what happens when it's all the way down. That's what happens when it's all the way up. All right? Is your image. But less is sometimes more, right? I just look for a certain pop. So typically on the dodge, I'm personally, depending on the image, doing a little bit less, but this kind of pops out to me a little bit more. Or if you don't even have to put it on there if you want to just super soft like that. But this just helps it stand out a little bit more for me. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to merge it. Merge visible. Now, we're going to have to add some color and stuff in here, but check this out. Another thing you can do is go to the extras tab, and let's say if someone's very red, in my case there's really no red in there, but let's just say you push that and it'll take away the reds. You have a little bit of red undertones or yellow undertones here, but it takes it away. All right, I'm going to delete that. If you want eyes and teeth whitening, you literally press this, all right, and you drop that down, and you're going to go to this black box down here which says photo filter. Now, since this is black, and if you got done doing your frequency separation, you got to make sure that this brush over here is set to this brush. And what you can do is, because this is literally eyes and teeth whitening, I personally just click in the areas. All right, and check this out. If you look in the actual eye whites, it brightens it up. Now you ain't gotta be like, oh, it's a mistake there, but if it was, just press black, you go over it at the bottom, okay? So now we got the eyes looking pretty white here. There's a little something there, but it's okay. And guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna merge the layer. All right, if you want grain, you can do grain. Now, another thing you can do, what I do personally, is go to light and strong contrast. So I press light contrast, press play, bam. Now it adds another pop on top of this picture. All right. All right, so guess what? The cool thing about it is, and as you can see, this is blown out here, but it's okay. Let's say if this is blown out, just go to the opacity, just drop it down. Okay. Now, if you want to know what the strong contrast, it's just a strong version of the light contrast, right? All right, let's delete this. I'm personally going to go for the light contrast. And I'm just going to add like a little bit in there. And since I'm going for the face, for me, it's okay if this is blown out. I literally should photograph this with continuous light at this time. And we're going to have this more for the fun. I want it to be like more like that. You know what? I'm going to show you guys a trick. So what I want to do, oops, Command Z, see, that's how you save that. So I want the face to pop out, but I want to save the details in the hand, right? Check this out. So we're going to have both. We're going to get a little greedy here. I'm going to make sure the face pops out, maybe like right there. And then you see this has a white piece of paper here. We're going to click that, but we're going to make sure the brush is set to black. And what do you think we're going to do? Oh, excuse me, guys. We're going to make sure we bring the details back here. Now, for this sake of this, oh no, you know what? I was going to say that we can go to 100 and just bring it down a little bit faster. See? And then that's how we're going to get a little gritty here. Just going to go over the highlights. Just like that. Now, there's a little spot there, but what we can do is switch it back to X to go white on white. Bring the flow down to about 15%. So all you got to remember is just 15 and 100. And just go around the ear just to make sure that you're good. All right. Let's see. You know, we might just reduce this down just a little bit. Maybe right there. All right, let's merge everything again. Okay. Now, before we do this last part, I want to dive into actually doing some colors. And I'm going to show you a couple methods that I like doing. You're going to click this button right here. Yeah, this is a pretty long video, but you guys are getting everything. I'm not holding anything back from you. And I literally go through the selective color and go through all of these colors. So I start with the red, slide it over. And this is how you bring color back into your actual image, by the way, if it is lacking color like mine. And we can add some reds in there. You know, bring these magentas back. Maybe bring some yellow in there if you want. So maybe like that. Make the image brighter, make it darker. And then you literally just do this process throughout the whole image. Thinking more red, a little bit more on the red side. Yeah, maybe right there. I think we might go for more of a kind of peachy look, since I kind of photographed this, not kind of, since I photographed this code. And you literally just go down the whole list of sliders and do that, okay? You go into the whites. Look, so you can affect the colors of the whites. I think I like the blue. But let's say if you were just doing someone that was like more in a real estate, then you would have stopped definitely at the light contrast and just wrap this picture up. If you're going for something a little bit more creative, let's say with the colors, then you can do this whole method right here. But since I'm showing you guys everything, this is something that you can do, you know, if you want to go here. But sometimes when you stare at this thing the longest, it don't look pretty good. So I think what we might do is we'll do the selective color. I just deleted everything, and I might go into the whites. Just make these whites pop out a little bit more. You can make them flat if you want to. Just like my whites popping out a little bit more, like that. And I might add like a little color into it. So this will be fine. Merge the layers. Okay, and this is literally just a color process that I go through. Now, I take this even a step further sometimes, and I go to filter. Depending on the picture, again, if this is like something that's more professional, you can skip the color process and just go to light or strong contrast and just end it there. Filter, can I complete the camera filter command? Okay, so the extra part I like doing right here, and again, I'm giving you guys all of this. I'll probably repeat myself, but it's because I paused this thing. You're gonna go to filter, camera raw filter. All right, and we're gonna use a shortcut. So you're gonna go into your colors. They'll say, me, I really love using cinematic. You can go black and white, vintage. Depends on the concept you're going for. Again, if you're doing anybody that's like, again, doing something more professional, you can stop at the light contrast and strong contrast. And you just go through this and you just see what you like. If you like any of these things, it's kind of interesting. All right, so you find out exactly what you like. Maybe vintage. Oh, I think I like this vintage, and I feel like maybe if I warmed it up, it might be pretty cool. And as you see, guys, colors can play a huge, huge role into really your whole image. Let's see what Deep Cider does. Hold on, guys. I think I like this Deep Cider. So let's say if you're in Photoshop, you can click this thing right here. If it's too strong, just go over here and I think I kind of like this Deep Cider. You see, sometimes I haven't leaned into the picture, but that might be a pretty good one. I'll do any AI things. I'm really big on the cinematic colors. It's more my style there. And you just really, I really like that. Maybe if I brighten it up. So this is kind of how I look and think about when I'm looking at colors. C and 16 is pretty cool. And the reason why it's taking so long is because I want a good mix of like a blue and orange, or I might just go more for a cold route, just to make sure that the eyeshadows, everything is looking good. But I think I might go this route here. This might be more of a darker image. We're gonna go to this edit tab, and what we might do is just bring the exposure up just a tad bit. Bring the shadows up. Bring the blacks up there, and bring the whites up. The contrast. Maybe we want that to come about right there. I think that might be a pretty good one. Also, I also like to check, just to show you, this browse profiles. And even go down here to the artistic category and just see if there's better options that fit into, what I really like in an image. And sometimes, like, if I don't want to just deal with this, then I'll just hurry up and just get out of here, because it's like the longer that you sit, it's just like your eyes start like, oh, I don't know if I like this or this or this or this. That's why doing the most simple things are the best things to do when it comes to color. Even retouching, you don't want to go too crazy. I think we might be pretty cool here. See if I cool it down. I'll warm it up. And it's kind of like just a little bit of experimenting. It's fine. It's fine for now. We're gonna press OK. All right, and then put the color layer on top. Yeah, this is fine for now. And I even like coming back into it right after the colors, just to tweak it all up to. So I go to select the colors one more time. I just want to see if this is what I want to actually finalize here. Let's go to the yellows. This was a little bit more about the makeup here. So let's see if any of the eyeshadows, anything's gonna change. You know what? Might even brighten this blue up that's on her actual collar. It might be pretty cool there. That. Let me go there. Let's try cyans. Ah, see, that's where the makeup is. And that's why it's important to go through all the sliders, guys. Cyans. And I'm trying to keep it close to the color as possible. We'll bring the blue out. And then what we're going to do is keep this maybe like there. That way it's, yeah, it's making the makeup actually pop and then the outfit pop, okay? Boom. We merge visible, guys. And now what we're going to do, let's go here. We're going to go to extras, and this is the final part here. Now I could have tweaked, oh, last thing, let's just say you want to get rid of this hair. Just two ways you can do it. You can use the spot healing brush by pressing J, or you can just click over here. So you want the one that has the dotted lines, okay? And you just go like this. All right. The other way you can do it is by pressing S for the clone stamp tool. And then you're going to hold Alt, click in the clean area, and then you just go like this. So I try to make sure this, I click the clean area and just go a little bit above, all right? And then you go like that. And that's how you clean up the hairs. Right, and then you just keep pressing Alt and clicking. And right now I'm using my mouse. Right, that's how you get rid of the hairs. Okay, cool. Now the final touch for this one is you're gonna use and go to extras. You're gonna go to Smart Sharpen, and then you're gonna press play. Now, what you want to do is, it says 2.9. You can adjust it lower if you want to. But what I do is I typically stay at 2.9. I press OK. All right, so this is how the image looks, guys. That's the full image right here. And mind you, this is from an image that is 6 years old. But this is the last thing you want to do. So real quick, I'm going to take this off because you don't want to do this and then try to edit some more. And I notice a small little detail. I'm going to press J. I'm just going to do a little bit of this right here. Just take this off because we don't want to finalize and sharpen up everything. And then we're going to do a little bit of this. And boom. Now we're going to go back. Smart Sharpen, which is under extras. Press that. Press play. Leave it at 2.9. You're going to see that there. So here's what it's like on. Here's what it's like off. Me personally, I like leaving it on. If it's too sharp, just delete this layer. Press Smart Sharpen. I wouldn't go really above 2.9, but you can just reduce it. All right, so a good rule of thumb is you just come to where there's like an eye, and then you just see, boom. What you don't want to happen is like where it's too sharp, where it's like, you see how it's like this. You don't want that to be too rough like that, where you see like this vignette, I don't know what to call it, like a vignette over the actual thing. So just stick around like 2.9. See, it's sharp enough, guys. On, off, and guess what you're gonna do? Merge that layer, merge visible. Boom. And that's it as far as the retouching. One last final secret bonus for you, especially if you're resizing for the web or social media, or you're gonna blow it up. Check this out. So this is 4,000 by 6,000 pixels if you look down here, but you can go and buy this thing called Web Sharp Pro by Greg Benz. I believe you could just type it in Google. And when you click that, it's going to allow you to preserve the details. So let's say I'm not trying to join a Facebook group. It's going to do its thing real fast. And what it does is it gives you all these options. If you look over here for Pinterest, Instagram stories, columns, Instagram posts, Facebook. Let's see, is there Facebook? Yeah. Boom. So what we'll do is we'll press Facebook. And press sharpen. It's gonna do its thing, and it's saving for Facebook. Right? So retouch training 1280 by 1200 by 1800. Facebook puts in a JPEG. But let's say maybe you don't want it in JPEG. You can go to settings and puts in a 72 resolution, sharp grain, quick export. Okay, so yeah, when you click on that, click on Facebook. I thought that there was a way to change your thing into a PNG because there used to be. However, I cannot find that for some reason. I was looking, but that's okay. So again, if it's for Facebook, click Facebook. If it's for Instagram, you do that. If you want the original ratio, 1920 by 2880. If you want the full resolution, which is 4000 by 6000, which is down there, then you can do that too. All right, this is a full in-depth dive of how I retouch, edit all my images. If I'm batching it, I'm using Lightroom. All right, if this was helpful, send me a DM. Tell me like, oh man, this was definitely valuable. If you want to get into personal branding and you want me to come do that for you, DM, I can't wait to help you. All right, take care.